Welcome to our channel. Today, we're taking you on a journey into the life of one of the greatest music geniuses the world has ever known, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. You might have heard his name in music class or seen it on a concert poster. But who really was Mozart? How did he start composing music as a child? And how did his short life leave such a massive impact on music forever? In this video, we'll explore Mozart's life from his early childhood, his rise to fame, his struggles, and his incredible compositions that are still played today, over 200 years later. This is a story of genius, passion, and timeless music. So, sit back, relax, and let's uncover the inspiring journey of the man behind the masterpieces. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born on January 27, 1756, in Salzburg, a small city in what is now Austria. His full name was Johannes Chrysostomus Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart, but he became known simply as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. From a very early age, it was clear he was different from other children. His father, Leopold Mozart, was a musician and teacher who worked for the Archbishop of Salzburg. Leopold quickly saw that young Wolfgang had an incredible talent for music. At the age of 3, Mozart was already playing short pieces on the keyboard. By 5, he was composing his own music. His sister, Maria Anna, called Nannerl, was also talented, and the two children would perform together across Europe. Audiences were amazed at Wolfgang's skills. He could listen to music once and play it perfectly. People began calling him a child prodigy. When Mozart was just 6 years old, his father took him and Nannerl on a grand tour of Europe. They visited major cities such as Munich, Paris, London, and Vienna. In every city, they performed for kings, queens, and nobles. Mozart played the harpsichord, violin, and even composed new music during their travels. In London, he met the famous composer Johann Christian Bach, who became a great influence on him. Even as a child, Mozart understood complex musical ideas. He wasn't just playing well, he was also creating original works that amazed adults. But the tours were long and tiring. The family often traveled in cold weather, and Mozart became ill more than once. Still, he continued to perform and learn, absorbing the styles and sounds of each country they visited. These experiences would help shape his music for the rest of his life. As a teenager, Mozart was already writing symphonies, operas, and church music. He returned to Salzburg and took up a position working for the Archbishop, but he didn't enjoy it. He wanted freedom to compose what he liked, not just what his employer demanded. He was restless and ambitious. Even though he was young, Mozart knew he was capable of more. He traveled to Italy several times, where he studied opera and wrote many successful pieces. The Italian people loved his music. He was even made a member of a famous music academy in Rome. Still, back in Salzburg, he felt stuck. He didn't like the rules or the limitations of his job. He argued with the Archbishop and eventually left his position. Mozart was ready to take on the world on his own terms. In 1781, Mozart moved to Vienna, the music capital of Europe. Vienna was full of artists, musicians, and rich people who loved entertainment. Mozart believed this city would give him the opportunities he was looking for. He began teaching music, performing concerts, and writing new compositions. He also fell in love with Constanze Weber, and the two got married in 1782. Although Mozart struggled with money at times, he was happy to be free. He was his own boss. During his time in Vienna, he wrote some of his most famous works, including operas like The Marriage of Figaro and Don Giovanni, and instrumental pieces like Eine kleine Nachtmusik. Audiences loved the beauty, emotion, and drama in his music. Even though he didn't always earn enough to live comfortably, Mozart was finally writing the music he believed in. Mozart had an amazing ability to create beautiful melodies. His tunes are simple yet full of feeling. Whether it was a joyful dance or a sad aria, his music touched people deeply. He understood how to balance emotions in sound. His compositions were full of life, energy, and elegance. What made Mozart unique was his ability to write in every musical form. He composed symphonies, operas, concertos, chamber music, church music, and piano pieces. And he did it all with incredible speed and precision. He didn't need to rewrite or revise. Once he had an idea, he could write the whole piece in one go. Musicians often say that playing Mozart's music is like having a conversation. It flows naturally and speaks directly to the heart. His music continues to inspire and move people of all ages. Mozart's operas were a major part of his success. He brought characters to life with music and gave them real emotions. In The Marriage of Figaro, he wrote about love, jealousy, and forgiveness in a way that audiences could relate to. In Don Giovanni, he told the story of a charming but dangerous man who pays the price for his actions. And in The Magic Flute, he created a fantasy world filled with magic, mystery, and wisdom. These operas weren't just entertainment. They had messages about society, morality, and human nature. Mozart worked closely with talented writers like Lorenzo da Ponte to bring these stories to life. His operas are still performed in theaters around the world today, more than 200 years later. They remain some of the greatest works in opera history. Even though Mozart was a musical genius, his life wasn't always easy. He often had money problems. He didn't have a steady job and had to rely on concerts, students, and commissions to earn a living. Sometimes he made good money, but he also spent a lot on clothes, rent, and supporting his family. He moved apartments many times and often borrowed money from friends. On top of financial stress, he also faced health problems. His fast lifestyle and lack of rest made things worse. Yet through it all, he kept composing. He never stopped working. His passion for music was stronger than his struggles. He created beauty in the middle of chaos. Many of his late works, like the Clarinet Concerto and the Final Symphonies, show a deeper, more emotional side of Mozart. They remind us that even in hard times, great art can be born. In the last year of his life, Mozart began writing one of his most famous pieces, the Requiem. This was a mass for the dead, sad, powerful, and full of emotion. A mysterious man had come to him with a request to write it, but Mozart didn't know who the man was. Some say he thought it was a messenger of death. While writing the Requiem, Mozart's health got worse. He became very sick and could not finish the piece. He died on December 5, 1791, at just 35 years old. His student, Franz Xaver Sussmayr, completed the Requiem using Mozart's notes. To this day, the Requiem is one of the most moving and haunting works in classical music. Many people believe it shows Mozart's feelings about life, death, and the mystery of what comes after. It was the perfect farewell from a genius. Though Mozart died young, he left behind more than 600 compositions. These include 41 symphonies, over 20 operas, and countless sonatas, concertos, and choral works. His influence is everywhere. Great composers like Beethoven, Schubert, and Tchaikovsky looked up to him. Music students around the world study his works. His music is used in movies, commercials, and even video games. People still listen to his pieces to relax, study, or celebrate. Every year, festivals in Salzburg and Vienna honor his legacy. Museums display his letters, instruments, and original manuscripts. Streets, schools, and even chocolates are named after him. Mozart became more than just a musician. He became a symbol of human creativity and brilliance. He proved that one person with passion and talent can change the world forever. His music is not stuck in the past. It continues to live and breathe in our time. Mozart's story is a reminder that true genius can come from anywhere, even a small town like Salzburg. He showed that age doesn't limit creativity. He was writing masterworks before most children learned to write their names. He also showed that art can survive hardship. Even when he was poor or sick, he kept creating. His music lifts us up, touches our hearts, and reminds us of the beauty of life. Listening to Mozart is like stepping into another world, a world full of wonder, emotion, and perfection. If you've never heard his music before, start today. It might just change the way you see the world. Whether it's the joyful notes of a symphony or the sorrowful tones of the Requiem, Mozart has something to offer everyone. His genius was real, his impact eternal. And more than 2 centuries later, the world is still listening. Thank you so much for watching this video and taking the time to learn about Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, one of the greatest musical minds in history. From his first notes as a child to his powerful final Requiem, Mozart showed the world what true genius sounds like. He taught us that age doesn't limit creativity, and that passion and hard work can leave a mark on the world, even after we're gone. If you've never listened to Mozart before, we hope this video inspires you to explore his music. Start with Eine, kleine, Nachtmusik, the Magic Flute, or his Piano Concerto No. 21. You might be surprised at how familiar some of these pieces already sound. And if you're already a fan of classical music, we'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite Mozart composition? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the lives of great artists. Sharing this video with friends or family who love music would also mean the world to us.